Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Visalia. And want to welcome everyone here. It's October 1st. And I guess I was going to ask everybody to be seated, but it looks like everybody's seated. So we don't have to do that part anymore right now, today. Is anybody new? I thought I saw a couple of new faces. Oh, what's your name, sir? George? Welcome. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, yoga teacher. Excellent, excellent. And your name is? Kelly? Welcome, Kelly. Hope you enjoy our service this morning. And anybody else? I guess that's it. Good. So I will go ahead and pass this over to Reverend Nan for the opening prayer.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Stan. And welcome from me. So if you'll join me now, we're going to do a little blessing for this service. And I am so grateful and happy to be doing this with you today. So if you'll just join me in just taking a soft focus on anything around you, closing your eyes, wherever you may be, whether you're in our sanctuary or out in our virtual community, just join me now as we spend a moment in prayer. I bless this time together. I know that there is only one love, one presence, one power, and that infinite loving presence has called forth this divine appointment. It is a time where we get to come together. It is a time where there is joy and love and peace and information that lifts us up. And I bless each and every person who is creating this service, making it all come together, for everyone who is participating in it, for everyone who is attending, listening, wherever you may be, whenever you may listen. I call it good and very, very good. And I give great thanks for the freedom to meet together in this time and place with love. And I let this be, I release it, and so it is. And now it's time for some music from Chase and Phil and Joe.
It's a little bit too late now. Thank you, band. You notice we don't have Hope today, so the band is winging it, doing very well. Thank you. So today is birthday Sunday. Do we have any birthday in October? None? Oh, two of our band members. All right. And they have to play the birthday song. So let's sing happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you. Is this on? Happy birthday to you. Is this on? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Ooh, 40. And he looks 20. Oh, my gosh. And Joe? 69. Whoa, really? Oh, my gosh. These are young people. And we just walked in our wonderful food people from our Brazilian cuisine last night. It was fantastic. So before I forget it, Bev just asked me to tell you that her class continues this Thursday. She's off the following Thursday, and then she continues the 19th, and it's going to continue. So if anybody is interested in it, there's a sign-up sheet in the back, and you can start coming this Thursday or on the 19th. So, that's what it's called, accept that you accept? I don't understand, but talk to Bev afterward if you're interested, because I've been hearing good things about this class on Thursdays right here in our center. So let's go to the first slide. I want to tell you what a wonderful time we had last night honoring Charlotte in the middle there. That's Buddy Jones, who won the Marjorie Brandon Award last year. He gave it to Charlotte. And that's Susan, our good Susan, who was our 2018 honoree. And they had a great time last night. And they gave us a concert that it was amazing. All the best voices in town were here. They're mostly Charlotte's students. And that's why we honored her, because she has done so much for the community and training all these wonderful students. And thank you so much to everybody who helped, because it took everybody, especially cleaning up afterwards, to get the place back together. And let's show the next slide. There's our food team. There's Debbie and feeding some people. And the next is our desserts. So you guys really came through with the desserts. In fact, we have so many left over, we're going to sell them today as part of our HC fundraiser. But Reverend Dan told me it's not just AC, it's also our heating system. So we can't wait till next summer to get this air conditioning, because it's the heating system too. So we've got to raise some money so we can get this air conditioning before it gets cold. Oh, so Steve says just wear a jacket. Yeah, Steve's from Colorado, but those of us who are from California know it gets cold here. So what we're doing is we have this wonderful grant that comes through COVID that's going to pay for a chunk of this air conditioning heating system, but we still need $9,000 to raise. And so what we've been doing so far is just selling little food items after the center, which has been wonderful, but that's not going to get us $9,000. So we're still looking for someone to step up, to come up with some other fundraising ideas so we can raise that $9,000 and get this place comfortable again. So if you're interested, talk to Janice or Sheila when she's here, and if you've got any great ideas of how we can raise some money. Explorers is postponed because Evelyn is out of town, so Explorers will be next Sunday. They're still talking about the heretics And I love this quote. In Oklahoma, you can be a Democrat or a Christian, not both. And that's what's in this video that we watched, because in Oklahoma, things are different. They became, this church that was featured in this video became became I can't remember, sanctuary church. So they would take in people who were coming across the border, and they did that knowing that a lot of people wouldn't appreciate it. So it's fascinating. It's called Heretics. If you have a chance, watch it. It's a great video. It's on YouTube, and we'll be discussing it next week. Now, our art show is this Friday. It's the same show that's up now. You notice those wonderful hubcaps on the top? They're in the back wall here. And Shirley Keller does this amazing dot art on it. And if you look at it, it's really intricate. It must take her forever to do it. And people now know that she does recycled items, so they drop them off at her house in Three Rivers. She'll find about by the mailbox, hubcaps, all kinds of interesting things that she does art on. And you'll see she has a wide variety of art. She also has written some books. She'll be reading from that. And we have the piano students, again, from Hamilton students. They come and do their recitals here once in a while, from this teeny to grown-ups. And they'll be here playing music. So I hope you'll come. It's such a fun time. People just gather around. Good old Bev is in charge this week. Oh, good wise, and young Bev is in charge this week. So come, 5 to 8, Friday, food, good times. And then the next show, I'm trying to get geared up because the next show is always our members and friends show. These are a few pieces we've gotten so far, and we need a bunch more to fill out. We need 35 pieces to fill out our gallery, and that'll be in November and December. So there's sign-up sheets on the back. So please start thinking about your art. It doesn't have to be art. It can be poems. It can be origami. Anne's wonderful with origami. It can be whatever your art is. And we want to put it up and really display it for November and December. And our Peace Train project has ended. You'll see on the table here we still have lots of cards. I think, Bev, you worked on them at your class. So we still have lots of cards to give out. I know a number of you took some already and gave them to places, to homes and seniors' places. And so I hope you'll take all the rest of these today after service and take them to someone who needs a nice card saying peace and joy for our International Peace Day. So let's take them. And if you have a place to take them, great. If you have to mail them, I think we ought to send one to Reverend Nan. Since this is her last day, we'll send one to her. And now I will turn it over to Reverend Nan.
Thanks so much for those great announcements, Donna. My goodness, that event last night looked fabulous. All the things that you've got coming up. I know everybody will look forward to that. You know, now it's time for our weekly inclusivity quote. Bobby Levine, who's one of our longtime members of the diversity and inclusivity team, selected this quote. The team meets every Monday on Zoom, and you can find the link on our website page if you'd like to join them. Everyone is welcome. You know, this quote is particularly of value when we begin to think of diversity, equity, and inclusivity. These are all areas that we may have very strong, perhaps rigid opinions about how we and others should think, be, and act. Yet in our self-acceptance, we can begin to change and soften our acceptance of others. Here's something for all of us to consider this week. It's a great quote from Carl Rogers. Thank you, Bobby. Carl Rogers says, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." Yeah. When I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. So now I'm going to hand it over to our practitioner, Janice. She's going to do our affirmation and our opening treatment, and then we'll have some more music, and I'll be back with you in just a moment.
Turned myself off. That was really smart. Well, good morning, everyone. I I think we're talking about paradox and change. We know that that sometimes we don't really like it that much, but it is absolutely necessary for all of us. And before I start, I want to say welcome to some people that we haven't seen in a while. And it's lovely to see you. And you, your hair is adorable. She had a lot of hair the last time, but it's really cute. So it's delightful to see you. And tell me your names again. I'm getting older, so. Oh, right. Thank you so much for coming. It is wonderful to see you and to other people that are here for the first time. And I want to mention something else. You know, we realized that, Diane Feinstein passed last week, and it just shows to me how a person can just keep changing and keep growing no matter what. And I know that she was a real, she was a pioneer in many, many ways. And to have lived and been that vital to be 90 is, to me, just, really a miracle. So I'd like to say that. And another thing I want to say, and I don't have an award for you, and I'm not going to get up. Would you please stand, Ms. Donna O. My name for her, which I've never told her in person, is the Energizer Bunny. Now, I don't know, those of you who were not here last night, because Donna really put that show together, and it was fabulous. And she just puts so much energy into everything that she does. And sometimes I just want to grab her by the shoulders and say, stop, stop. But she doesn't. And she keeps going, and she does some wonderful things for this center. So thank you so much, and all of us that were there last night. And the wonderful food, everything was just fabulous. And I felt so good walking out because I wasn't supposed to clean up. And there was a team, and I'm sitting in my chair, and Marla comes over with a bag to take my paper plate. And I was so excited. So that's how well organized that was, and it was just a fabulous, fabulous evening. So thank you, Donna, and we wish her bon voyage. She's going to be going to Greece and to, Barcelona, and she'll be gone for 3 weeks. So I don't know. Somebody's going to have to put the energy out that, and take out the garbage. Donna does everything. So anyway, so thank you very much. And I just, I know that we're going through a lot of changes, and I know that is okay, that we are strong and that we are together. And I think last night was a wonderful demonstration of that. So thanks to all of you for sticking around, having that we are going to succeed mentality. So thank you. And now for the affirmation. It's okay. I embrace a paradox mindset in everything I do. So repeat that with me. I embrace a paradox mindset in everything I do. And now if you would soften your gaze, settle into your chair, and think about what that means. I know that as I am able to accept what is happening, not fight it, but embrace it, that my life becomes so much easier. And I know that my creativity that comes from Spirit helps me as I move through change, helps me see the bright side of things, see the possibilities, all of those things. And I know that this power that I have, and what is true for me is true for each of us, comes directly from Spirit. And that if we can just rest in that, have that confidence that love gives, we can move forward and become more and more of our authentic selves. And in doing that, we are truly helping create a world that works for all. And I know that everything that happens today at our service helps us do that. The friends that we see, the new friends that we hope to see again and be with again, all of them are enjoying this service of love, of rejoicing, and of power. So grateful, so grateful am I to know this, that each of us has this power to adjust, to change, and to make the world a better place. I release my word knowing that it has already been accomplished. And we say together, and so it is. Oh, Donna, see, what will I do with her gone? She has to stare right at me and say, band. So with that, band.
Okay, this is a sing-along. We all know this song. As soon as the words come up. Next one. Okay. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Wow. Happy first Sunday in October, everybody. And whether you're at home, wherever you may be watching this in our virtual community, or right there in the sanctuary, it's a wonderful thing that you're with us today. You know, we've got a new theme this month, playing with paradox. And our affirmation, as Janice mentioned, was embracing a paradox mindset in everything we do. I think it might be helpful to have a better understanding of the interpretation of a paradox if we're going to have that mindset, right? And oh my goodness, fall is upon us. The leaves are beautiful, and yet we may associate this as a time when the trees and the plants are going into a barren state for winter. With our paradox mindset, we can embrace a different perspective. Fall is a great example of this definition of a paradox, which is a seemingly absurd or self-contradictory statement or proposition that, when investigated or explained, may prove to be well-founded or true. Now, what does that all have to do with the fall? Oftentimes we assume that as we see the fall leaves, they're dying away from the summer greenery of the tree that makes it seem so vibrant and alive when their colors change. However, A.J. Willingham of CNN reported this wonderful scientific fact. Did you know that the vibrant hues leaves turn in the fall are their natural colors? During half of the year, those colors are overwhelmed by green chlorophyll. Cooler months mean less chlorophyll, which allows the tree to show their true colors. It's poetic. Rather than seeing the beautiful colors as a prelude to winter or death, it's a time when life is brilliantly showing off. Our human mind is designed for either-or thinking, and we've talked about that before. We either see the leaves as alive and vibrant during the summer when they're filled with green, or we see them as completing their cycle of life before they die as a display of their true colors in the fall. Our mindset can be one of leaves either living or dying. A paradox mindset is the ability to hold and consider two seemingly opposed ideas at the same time. So my talk title today is titled Living the Life of and that's going to be our endeavor this month. Light and dark seem to be opposites, yet they exist in balance with each other. And we've got funny ideas that express in our language. For instance, you have to spend money to make money. If you don't risk anything, you risk everything. Even consider the paradoxical term jumbo shrimp, that many of us really enjoy more than just tiny shrimp, right? Once upon a time, this evolutionary design was truly useful for our ancestors. It was important to be able to quickly tell if movement out of the corner of the eye was the wind blowing the leaves or a wild animal that was about to attack. Now, however, both and thinking is necessary to solve the challenges we face. It's time to shift from thinking in black and white or linear and binary terms like right and wrong, and open ourselves up to a paradox mindset. It's time for us to open to the possibility and reality of both and perspective and understanding. Ernest Holmes, our founder of religious science and what we now call the movement Science of Mind, notes this: when life created us, it gave us two great endowments of God, love and creativity. Love so that we may have confidence in life, a sense of peace and joy, and creativity so we can express ourselves. The infinite creative intelligence of the universe didn't produce us with the original divine pattern of perfection based in either love or creativity. You only could pick one. No. We're individuated sources of love that have the ability to express our creativity. Definitely a representation of the paradox mindset that has the ability to hold and consider two seemingly opposed ideas at the same time. While we tend to believe that being pulled in opposite directions causes stress, studies have actually shown that when we can embrace the tension and step into paradoxical thinking, we can be more creative and flexible and productive. Living our Science of Mind teaching requires a paradox mindset. We're constantly pulled in the two seemingly opposite directions of seeing everything as oneness, while also being confronted with the apparent suffering and division in the world and the separateness of individuals and countries and ways of being. Now, I want to be sure to honor the parts of us that experience all of that. We see these things, they are real. It's not that this is a mirage or that it's not true, but it might best be described in this quote about Greek mythology from Care of the Soul by Thomas More. And he writes, let's think about this, of those two paradoxes, wholeness and oneness compared to separation and divisiveness and upset and pain and suffering. The Greeks told the story of the Minotaur, the bull-headed, flesh-eating man who lived in the center of the labyrinth. He was a threatening beast, and yet his name was Asterion. Now, I often think of this paradox as I sit with someone who, with tears in their eyes, searching for some way to deal with a death, a divorce, or a depression. It is a beast, this thing that stirs in the core of the being, but it is also the star of the innermost nature. We have to care for this suffering with extreme reverence, so that in our fear and anger at the beast, we do not overlook the star. Very, very wonderful words from Thomas More in The Care of the Soul. Living a life of and with the paradox mindset allows us the freedom to simultaneously hold both the ideas of oneness and the perceived brokenness and separation we may find in the world in our minds without a need to solve a problem. In fact, by embracing the paradox, we realize that there is no problem to solve at all. Psychiatrist Albert Rothenberg coined the term Janusian thinking to describe this paradox mindset. Named for Janus, Janus, not our friend the practitioner, the Roman god of transitions, duality, time, beginnings and endings, gates and doorways, Janusian thinking is the practice of actively conceiving and using multiple opposite or antithetical thoughts or constructions simultaneously to solve problems. So it means you're going to use more than one way to get a solution. When we come up against a challenge, obstacle, or problem, our instinct is to push against it. We don't want it, we don't like it, we're going to push against it and shove it away. Janusian thinking suggests that rather than finding the one solution, we open ourselves up to multiple possibilities and ways of thinking. It calls us to shift from our limited perspective of the world, to take in ideas, perspectives, and possibilities that we had never considered before. Now, isn't that what we always speak of as the infinite possibilities of the divine intelligence and the creative energy of the universe? It's time for us to embrace the inevitable paradoxes of life if we're truly engaged in creating a world that works for everyone. By opening ourselves up to alternative solutions, perspectives, beliefs, and ideas, we're not just finding our way into a world where win-win is enough, but rather we're able to strive for and find the win-win-win. Did you catch that? There wasn't an either or, two wins. There's more than two wins. When we open to multiple opposite and contradictory ideas being true at the same time, instead of believing in a singular perspective, we find the possibilities and solutions we never imagined were possible in our limited either or thinking. As Dr. Holmes advises us, what we must avoid, however, is the confusion which arises from a belief in final revelations, from the belief that all truth is at last discovered, or that some one person or some one system of thought has delivered the last word. There are no finalities in any science, any philosophy, or any religion. And that's from Dr. Holmes' book, A Richer Life, on page 20, paragraph 2. You know, this is a time for Center for Spiritual Living Visalia to start living and expressing the life of and. We've had some very interesting experiences. We've been through lots of changes. There's going to be more. And it's now time for my departure, which may seem disruptive, uncertain, or unsettling. And it's now a time for a new exciting beginning in Visalia that is filled with unlimited possibilities and infinite potential. You know, you're coming up to the 50th year anniversary of the center next year in the spring. I can't imagine that you're not going to keep going for another 50. It's all a matter of unlimited potential, infinite possibilities, and being able to see beyond the limitations of either or, embracing that both and. It's a time for the release of old limiting beliefs in lack and a continued expansion of prosperity consciousness. Moreover, and perhaps most important of all, as you embrace a paradox mindset, it's the time to release judgment, division, or mistrust, and for everyone to accept each other and fiercely love each other. For all this time together, love always prevails, as you well know that I have said that. You know, I stand on the shoulders of all the ministers who came before me. You stand on the shoulders of all the individuals who have built Center for Spiritual Living Visalia. That continues on, and each of us is now given the charter to continue on in both and see the infinite possibilities before you, before the center, before the community of Visalia, before the world. And knowing that as we come together in unity and harmony, wherever we may be in this world, the greater organization of Centers for Spiritual Living, of which you are a part, is continuing to create and co-create with each one of you there and other places all around the globe, that world that does work for everyone. And so knowing, as I have always said, that love prevails, I declare it to be so, and so it is. And now, I think it's time for our prayer. I will go ahead and bless this message, this thought. I know that as we come together in that love and the divine presence of the One, that the eternal light shines in the Center for Spiritual Living Visalia. I know that that light shines strong in the heart of every being there. I know that everyone comes together to create that world that works for all. I lift each of you up to the world of the high altar of consciousness where love prevails. I know that infinite possibilities are ahead and that life is filled with joy and amazing adventures there in that center as you continue to grow, thrive, and expand. I bless you. I bless the center. I bless each and every person here beyond the sound of my voice. I give great thanks for the ability to meet, to speak freely, and to live in peace and prosperity. I know that you are fully supported, abundantly prospered, and I give great joy as I release my word into the law of mind that always says, yes, my beloveds, yes, and so it is. And now, it's time for some music from the band, and I'll be back with our conscious giving affirmation. That was excellent. You know, that's one of my favorite songs, Into the Mystic. So thank you guys for playing that. You know, now it's time for our conscious giving affirmation. We do this every week and we get to celebrate our prosperity and share it. You know, the abundance of life flows through every being and we get to have the opportunity to share. So if you take your gift in your hand, put it close to your heart, let's just say our affirmation together. I give thanks for all the abundance and prosperity in my life. Now notice, it doesn't say abundance or prosperity, it says abundance and prosperity. So I give thanks for all the abundance and prosperity in my life. And if the ushers would like to collect the gifts, you know, you can give online on our website, www.cslvisalia.org, or you can send your gift to the Center for Spiritual Living Visalia at 117 South Locust Street, Visalia, California, 93291. You know, we're so grateful for all these gifts because these gifts keep the center operating. And of course, as you know, we've got this other little heating and air conditioning thing going on. So don't hesitate to share your abundance for that in an extra way above and beyond your regular gifts that you give to keep the center going. You know, everything's going to keep operating. You have wonderful speakers coming up. Reverend Donna Baranier is actually going to be there on the 30th of October. You're going to have some of the guest speakers that you had during COVID, and it's going to be an amazing time for you. So I bless these gifts. Oh, I bless these gifts. I do. I know they come from the love of pure spirit, and they bless this community. They do good work in it, in the center, in the community of Visalia, and around the world. I know that they are the gifts of the absolute abundance of the universe flowing through every life that must come back to them 100-fold or more. And with great thanks, I let it be, and so it is. And now you get to get down there on the floor and get out in a circle, and it's time for the peace song. So circle the wagons, folks.
Now there is peace on earth. I know it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
All righty. All righty, everybody. That was a great peace song. I see there's so many of you there today. And I just want to say that it's been such a wonderful time for me to be with you. And if you get down towards Florida, come in and see me, give me a holler, and we'll go have a little beach drink or something like that while you're here. So now let's just do this benediction, this thing we do. I know that for any of you who are new, you'll be able to follow along. If you want to, repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Now, life is in my mind, and life is in my body. Oh, and that life is in the body of my affairs. I think it, and I feel it, and I love it. Oh, how I love it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. And together we can say, thank you, life. Be well, my friends.